Hey there, welcome to the Gyro Step. No, we're not going to change the name. A Milwaukee Bucks podcast, proudly a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN, and presented by our pals at Prize Picks. I am Ti Windisch, joined as always by the analytical Rohan Katti. We both have to be analytical because we've gotten a lot of news. We didn't emergency pod fast enough. Well,
we have stuff to talk about.
What's
happened? Has anything happened?
The grave injustice of Andre Jackson Jr. only getting 3 minutes in Bucks Sixers. I forgot they played a game, to be honest with you. The Bucks lost to the Sixers. I think, if we confirmed, was Rollins just cramping toward the end of that game?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, Rollins had to go out, but I don't think it's thought to be serious. They almost came back after trailing the whole game. They lost to the Wizards 99-109. Turner had another good game. Rollins had 17 and 8 assists. Miles is like, I'll rebound now. F it. You think I can't rebound? 21 and 14 boards. It was against the tiny Wizards. Kuzma was in triple-double range. Pete Nance!
Ty, what are we doing?
Well, this was my bit. I said we're going to talk. We're going to do an hour and a half on Bucks Sixers. I was going to say, Pete Nance, 13 and 6 in 20 minutes.
He's
6
good.
of 10 from the field. 1 assist, 1 steal. He is good.
He's good. This is great.
If the Bucks
you have to convert him. That's your biggest goal for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Convert Pete Nance.
Yeah. So the other news we mentioned, I think on Wednesday, of course, right after we do our normal podcast, which that one was earnestly like a long pod about Bucks Sixers and like takeaways from the season and stuff. The report is from Shams at ESPN, Shams Charania, who is going to be participating in All-Star Weekend. And I just don't know how to feel about that right now.
Not even just participating in All-Star Weekend.
In the celebrity game.
The celebrity game.
I can't wait.
I don't think people have preyed on a downfall in a celebrity game more than what's about to happen.
Imagine this. All the other quote unquote celebrities leave. They play the Undertaker music. Woj comes out of the tunnel 1-on-1.
Oh my God. That would be perfect.
And they're both just awful. It goes on forever. It's 1st to 11. It takes 3 hours.
What also would be perfect
What
is, sorry, I'm delaying this as much as possible.
No, that's fine.
What also would be the funniest thing is the trade deadline would have passed.
Yep.
But during the celebrity game, every single GM does all of their buyout news, so Shams can't report on it.
He would, though. He'd probably pull out a phone. He'd be like dribbling the ball and sending a tweet.
Oh, no, that's going to be a bit, isn't it?
Oh,
do that.
Yeah, they probably are.
Oh, no.
They probably are. Yeah. You unfortunately called that one. He reported, I don't have it up in front of me, but Giannis is ready to find a new home, I think, because of course you can say anything about this, but Giannis has requested a trade because he will push back on that. He would never do that. Although
I'll read you the exact tweet.
Okay, read the tweet.
This is from Wednesday. 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo is ready for a new home at the February 5th NBA trade deadline or in the offseason, as several rival teams make aggressive offers to the Milwaukee Bucks for him, and the franchise is starting to listen, league sources tell ESPN.
So, and he wrote it, there was a little article about it on ESPN that pretty much expounded and said, like, the real news here is not the Giannis thing, which this is basically a continuation of what he's been reporting since the summer, which, by the way, I don't think is wrong. Giannis has never fully pushed back on this. I know he said he's committed to the Bucks. That to me is not necessarily the same thing as like, this is where I want to be long term. I mean, at Media Day, they did ask him like, hey, is this a BS report about you and the Knicks? He's like, guys, the reports are true every summer. I get the wandering eye, but then I show up and I'm locked in. So whatever, we can put that aside. People disagree. I don't think it's been fully pushed back on. But the news here was the Bucks now, they're a change as they are, for whatever reason, finally, okay, we'll really listen to offers. There was the New York thing. Nobody thought anyone was really that serious. But now it's like they're really listening to offers. And I saw a report today, I think, maybe from Stein. Apologies if it's from Fisher or someone else, that like an executive gets the impression that they're just seeing what's out here. And if they would get more now or in the offseason, which to me is not really just seeing what's out there. It's kind of seeing like when to make the deal. That's a little different than just like gauging the market. And I think it's significant that it's now Friday, so probably full 48 hours plus since this report. No pushback from the Bucks.
Nope.
Which I kind of wondered if there would be some. Not a single thing came out and said, whoa, not true, which more or less means Giannis Antetokounmpo is being shopped to a certain extent. I mean,
that's shopped is a strong.
Did we not have the same conversation with John Morant and said, "Oh yeah, you don't push back on that. That means you're open for business."
Maybe I'm being too pedantic here.
Maybe shopped isn't. I mean, they're very open for business. We'll put it that way. Maybe they're not calling, but they're fielding calls
the best possible scenario. If you're, let's say, I guess there's multiple perspectives on what the best possible scenario is. I'll say the best possible scenario for someone who does not want to see Giannis traded.
Yeah, which I would assume is still the majority of our listenership, but that
I would assume so.
That ratio's changed over the course of the season for sure.
Yeah, but I would still say is the majority.
I would think so. Yeah.
I'd say the best possible scenario is that teams are now calling, saying, "Hey, well, let me make you an offer for Giannis." And John Horst, who we've seen in public at Peter Fagan's Key to the City event.
Apparently, Peter Fagan was like the best guy ever. Giannis showed up in a custom Peter Fagan shirt. We knew Pat C had the bobblehead. I'm starting to wonder, like, maybe we underrated how big of a deal this is. Everyone loves Peter Fagan.
I'll talk to you offline.
Okay.
What was I saying? Yeah, the best possible scenario is teams are now calling, like the GMs are now calling. John Horst is picking up the phone and he's like, "Okay, well, hey, how's it going? Do your pleasantries. I'd like to make you an offer for Giannis Antetokounmpo." And John Horst is not saying, "No, I'm hanging up the phone. We're not taking any offers." That's what's happening. That's the best possible case scenario. Is like John Horst is now saying, "Okay, I'll hear you out. What's your offer?"
Yeah. So a couple things on this before we get to, there were 4 teams named and then kind of a 5th reported like in the last 24 hours. We'll talk about them all, what they could offer. And the big question, will Giannis be traded in the next week? Because I think that's the operative question now. Obviously, it's possible he's also traded in the offseason.
Trade deadline is February 5th.
Yeah, so literally in less than 6 days now. Or a little more than 6 days. It's also possible he never gets traded and he extends with the Bucks and everything's hunky-dory. They turn the team around. That's still in the realm of possibility. We'll get to the answer to that question. Things to consider first.
I guess the first other thing, before we dive into that, is one of the first reports that came after that Shams report is Chris Haynes saying nothing's really changed from Giannis' side. He hasn't
requested a trade. Of course. Would never do that.
How could he? How could he request?
Could change his mind, but would never do that. But like my eggs one way, I like my eggs another way.
So that was the thing. Basically, Chris Haynes was saying most of this new news,
it's about the Bucks.
Is just about the Bucks side of things. So sorry, continue.
But I think the last thing I want to mention on the Giannis part, one, I don't think, no matter how he fully believes or feels right now, I don't think there's a world where Giannis saw this and was like crashing out, like, no, don't trade me to New York or Miami. I don't think that's happening.
No, of course not.
I think the big question is this, and we don't know, and there's not an answer. I don't know if there'll ever be an answer. Is this like Shams, and I think others reporting, like we've heard from Steinlein, I think Fisher, like the writing's been on the wall here, like people feel this way. And I don't know if that's any insight from Giannis or just, seeing what the roster and the coaching staff looks like. Terrible. Does that mean this openness to be somewhere else or desire or whatever, find a new home, that there's any signaling that like I wouldn't extend here? That I think is probably the most pertinent question that we don't know for sure. But I think at least you have to assume if the Bucks are willing to do this, at the very least, they think there's an inkling that could be the case. Because I honestly think if they were like, if he's like, yeah, I'll sign the extension, but I'm not happy, I don't think they field the calls.
Absolutely not. I don't think they do that at all. Unless there's a scenario in which you can say, okay, we have not heard anything about Giannis not wanting to sign the extension. We think he's going to sign an extension, which, by the way, for those who are unfamiliar, he is eligible to sign a 5-year, $275 million extension starting in October. He is only eligible to sign that in October if, one, he is traded before the trade deadline this season,
or not traded
before next Thursday,
or not traded
at all.
Yeah.
So those are the only two possible scenarios. If he is traded, he would be then extension eligible in January.
6-month clock. after whenever he's traded. That's the rule. So it's the extended trade rules. This is not a supermax. He does not stand to make less money if he's traded. That stuff is over because he's at more than 10 years of experience. But because of the extended trade rules, for whatever reason, you're not supposed to, there's like a limit you can be within. So Giannis's biggest extension is outside of that limit. So it basically puts a 6-month clock. So if he didn't get traded until August, it wouldn't be January. It would be, he wouldn't be extension eligible until, now I'm not going to be able to do the math. What's 6 months? Well, would that still be January? No, that can't be.
No, it would be.
Wouldn't it?
February?
February. Yeah. Whatever. You can do the. If for whatever reason he wasn't.
It depends on when. It's a 6-month clock.
Yeah, it's a 6-month clock. I know that for sure. But he could still be extended, and because it's not a supermax, it's not a rookie scale. It doesn't have to be done by the start of the regular season. You can extend a normal contract like at any time in the last year. So we're not to the last year yet because there's still a year plus an opt-out year after this one. So he can't be extended now. As soon as he gets to October, he could be, or later if he's traded in the offseason. So it's not a huge financial hit, but it does both sides post-trade lose some security if he's traded in the summer and they can't lock him in. A little scary if you're a team and you have to get halfway through the season with Giannis potentially expiring before you could even extend him.
Additionally, when he signs that extension, he is not trade eligible per year.
For 6 months.
Or 6 months,
It's the same deal. It's the same deal both ways. It's 6-month clock either way because of the extended trade rules.
Yes.
So it doesn't always mean a whole season. So this comes up actually for one of our suitors we'll talk about. Mikal Bridges is extension eligible on Sunday. Trade eligible. Because he was extended 6 months before, I think on July 1. So exactly 6 months after, right in time for the deadline. If they had waited another week, Mikal Bridges could not be traded. He's got a window of like 4 days where he can be traded.
Yes. So all of this is to say, now that we got the extension rules out of the way,
yep.
All of this is to say is that one of the biggest factors in this entire scenario is whether the Bucks think that he's going to sign an extension or not. Probably
number one. I think
it's 100% number one.
I don't think they're worried of like, oh, maybe we'll just be middling with Giannis. I think they're not fine with that, but I think like they'd rather do that than like be in a good rebuild spot because there is, we talked about the team Fagan who was like their business side person, and now you have a new one. Hell of a challenge for Josh Glessing if a month in, they're like, by the way, we don't have Giannis anymore to market and sell tickets and sell jerseys and everything else. Like, you're kind of on autopilot as an NBA franchise if you have a player like that. Not having one, suddenly you're in the wilderness. There's a huge economic impact, even outside of just like gate revenue and playoff revenue, which hasn't been big for the Bucks anyway in a couple of years, and things like that. So I agree. I think if they're like, oh, we're not sure, maybe we'll just be a 45-win team. They're like, yeah, sign us up, dude. For sure. With Giannis versus any scenario without him.
So here's the possible things that are going on with the Bucks right now. One, Giannis has told them he is not signing an extension. And that is essentially his soft trade request. He's not officially requesting a trade, but essentially requesting a trade.
And I think just not to, again, be too pedantic, I take him at his word. I think he would honor his contract, play really hard, out through the rest of his deal.
Absolutely.
And then opt out and hit free agency.
He's been clearly upset with this season, but Doc had to pull him off of whatever.
Didn't pull him off early enough.
He was playing hurt for a team that was losing.
Yeah. And it's like their season may as well have been over already.
That is one thing that we can never take away from Giannis is whatever team he is on, which has always been the Bucks, and hopefully will continue to be the Bucks, he's going to give his all. There's no doubt about that at all. No, regardless of contract situation, anything, trade speculation, anything, he's going to go out there and play for his uniform.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly, based on this reporting, which I do believe, like this summer was like, yeah, the Turner thing doesn't move me enough. Like, I don't think we can do it. Like, could we get me somewhere where I can? And nothing worked out. And then he just showed up and tried to power through it. Like, I think he would. I don't think he would ever actually demand the trade. I mean, maybe we'll see how bad things get. But anyway, go on. That's number one, is he said, I'm not going to blow this up on purpose, but I won't extend.
Yeah. Number two is, which I think is impossible in this scenario, given what we've heard, is Giannis said, I'll sign the extension.
Yeah,
if that happens, this isn't happening at all.
No. The Bucks would keep doing their same thing, and maybe Zach LaVine is on the team by now.
Yeah. Number 3 is Giannis has given no indication either way and will refuse to give any indication either way, which is well within his right to do. Like, yeah. I'm not upset about him doing that at all. And this is the Bucks kind of weighing their options as they kind of go into a little bit of uncertainty, not knowing whether Giannis is going to extend or not.
Yeah, or even just them feeling like, I think that is, and this is probably the same scenario, but Giannis is just like, hey, we're clearly not there now, and it doesn't feel like we're very close. And by there, I mean, like, I can contend for a championship. I don't think he needs to be on a 60-win team to believe that, but clearly better than what they are right now. And if I don't feel
you need to go to the playoffs to have a chance.
You have to at least qualify for play-in basketball first. And maybe, and along with that, he's always said the same thing, to Giannis's credit. Like, I want to be here, but we have to be competitive. They're not right now. And if we're not competitive still, like next offseason through next season, then I'm not going to sign. And the Bucks could also, for the first time in a decade, be using some self-awareness here and maybe saying, like, yeah, maybe we just can't. Like, maybe this is not really a world where we can do this. And the world where we can is, like, we have to trade this good pick we're finally going to have and more future picks to get, like, an overpriced veteran or something like that. And I don't know. There's some room there, too, where they're just like, we just don't think we can convince him or get back there. I don't think that's as likely as your thing, but I think that's possible as well.
No, that was going to be number 4.
Oh, okay.
That's the situation where it's like Giannis doesn't believe and he's not giving any indication either way, or the team doesn't believe when Giannis isn't giving any indication either way. All of the leverage in this situation, and we'll talk about this when we talk about teams and whether it's going to happen now or in the summer, if at all, is the extension is the leverage, and it's always going to be the leverage.
Yeah.
That is it. That is the biggest thing in this entire thing. And the only way that the Bucks, in my opinion, the only way that the Bucks ever trade Giannis is if he says, I am not signing an extension with you.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's impossible for that not to happen. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that's what I believe would happen.
I think we're in a world, this is my best guess, obviously not reporting. If anyone had this scoop, they would get 1 billion views. I think Giannis is like, yeah, I don't think so. But I'm sure he's not like, no matter what happens, I wouldn't sign it, but it's like, yeah, probably not. Like, it's looking pretty bad. I mean, maybe you have some great offseason. But the Bucks, to their part, are just sitting here like, yeah, I don't know if we got another one in us. We are pretty far away, huh? This season did not go as expected, and if you might be out, it does start to get risky. You still have the off season where you could probably get some good offers from some of these teams who, like, don't go as far in the playoffs or whatever. But if you don't get it done by the offseason, and if you don't know, again, like, if he's not indicating strongly either way until it's actually put in front of him, then you might lose some of those good offers all of a sudden. Like, if you're the Bucks and you're like, well, we don't want to trade him, we'll only do it if he won't sign. And Giannis, to your point, which is fair, says, I don't know. We'll see when it's put in front of me. Like, I'll think about it. That's not until October when they can actually put it in front of him. If that were the case, then we get back to the scenario where it's like, okay, everyone finished their teams. And all these West teams with the stuff are like, do we want to tear it apart? Like, we just built this team we feel pretty good about. It's really complicated. I think the October date really complicates it further, too.
It really does. It makes the Bucks have to essentially, I don't know where I want to go here. We can go 2 different ways, but I'll go here first. It makes the Bucks, if let's say this does go into the offseason.
Yeah.
Let's say that. It makes the Bucks have to essentially do their entire offseason as early as possible so you can show Giannis the full picture. And you have to essentially get a verbal commitment. Yeah,
or it goes the other way and they just wait on him, which would be, I think that's probably not how it goes, but that would also be bad.
That's impossible. You can't do that.
Well, not until October, but until you like try to get some sort of a lean either way first.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're going in the offseason, your goal is, okay, we need to do something to convince Giannis to sign this extension, which has always been the game with Giannis. Whenever he's extension eligible, you always try to convince him, rebuild this team, try to make him sign that extension. That's always been the game plan. And to the Bucks' credit, Giannis has signed every extension that's been put in front of him.
Yeah,
that's just reality. If you are going until the offseason, you then have to make that move or those moves in collection as early as possible, because then if you make your moves or your potential moves and you bring him your agreed upon deals before they're actually executed and say, here's what our team's going to look like, Giannis, are you on board? And he does it and he still doesn't do anything, then you have to do something in terms of trades as early as possible with Giannis. Otherwise, those offers are going to dry up, like you were mentioning.
So here's the last thing I think is worth talking about in terms of like why this decision could be happening now. The Bucks have traded almost as much as possible to set up Giannis to compete. They've never traded away a lottery pick right in front of them, and not even a top. Currently, I think top 7 because of the loss. Grizzlies had lost 2. They've never had that, right? And then said, oh, we'll give that up. And I think in 2022, maybe, or whatever, so like that, maybe they're like, yeah, for sure. I do think and I don't really see a world where, because what has Giannis complained about on court more than anything in like the last month? Our young guys, the young guys who don't know what to do, they don't understand how to get him the ball, blah, blah, blah. I think you'd probably have to trade that pick to really win over Giannis. You can't fully win the lottery, even if you ended up with the second pick. I don't know if he's thrilled about Cameron Boozer or Peterson or DeBanza or whoever it ends up being, as much as he would be like a Ja Morant or whoever you want to name. It can be someone more exciting. It can be someone less. Like we've gotten reports that like some of these suitors, like, oh, he'd love to play with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards didn't come into the NBA as Anthony Edwards. Like, it doesn't work that way almost ever. If you had gotten Cooper Flagg, you'd be set. They didn't, obviously. So I think maybe that too could be finally an inflection point for the Bucks. I'm not saying finally like
this draft, they got some prospects maybe a little better than Coop.
Maybe one. Is Peterson playing games? And Boozer, I think, is not. It's like, I don't know. You have to. We'll see where they end up.
2 max, so that's why I'm saying it's technically possible, but very unlikely. Go on.
And most likely they're like 6 or 7, which is like, this guy could be a good wing player in 2 years, which is how it works. But I get honest, I am going to be 32. Like, I don't care about what he's going to be like when I'm 34. My number. So that could be a situation with the Bucks finally, which ironically, this is what happened with Damian Lillard. Of, you want us to give this up? Like, this is kind of our key to being any sort of competitive in the future. And we don't even know for sure if we do give this up, if you'll put pen to paper. Because we'd have to do it months before the extension is on the table for you. So it could finally be. I don't say finally because I've been waiting for it, but because it's been so long. It could finally be a moment where the Bucks have some actual agency over their team versus being the team Giannis. I'm not doing the shadow GM thing, but the team that clearly like all roads lead to making Giannis happy and resigning.
Yeah, which is the obvious direction your franchise goes when you have Giannis. Which is like, that's why it's not a shadow GM thing. It's like, you do that to be a competitive NBA team, which they had been.
It is. I think I certainly, like, in doing early postmortems on like this whole, especially the latter part of the Giannis era, I do think losing too much agency of your team is a big issue that teams struggle with. And I think it certainly was an issue for the Bucks.
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
Bossman 99 resurrected.
I mean, even like, look at the gap year. Like, you couldn't sell the gap year. If you sold the gap year and he was on board, maybe it was just impossible. But how different is everything right now?
Very. It's very different.
Even if you could sell it now. We talked about it. You got to sell it right now. Like, we're in
This is a gap year.
This great opportunity, yeah. And it's clearly they haven't been able to sell it. So anyway, let's get to the offers and stuff. But first, let's talk about our friends at Prize Picks, where Hopefully, our team gets a good deal, but you can get a good deal by getting $50 when you play $5, whether you win or lose on the Prize Picks app today when you use code Eurostep. You can get the link in our description or just type in Prize Picks wherever you access the internet. It'll pop up. Sign up, put in $5, play, win or lose. You get $50 on us with code Eurostep. Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports platform where all you do is pick between 2 and 6 player stat projections. And with the big game barely a week away, it is a perfect time to log on. And, maybe you want to say, hey, Ryan Rollins points and assists plus Sam Darnold touchdowns. You could do that. You want to say Drake May, is he going to get 100 yards? I don't know what his yards projection is going to be. It's been pretty low in these last couple of games. Seahawks defense is pretty good. Maybe I'd stay away there. Though it's probably going to be, they usually do like a more than half a yard thing for big moments like this. So we'll see if that comes up too. Those are always great to add in. And of course, Rohan's favorite, Demon Time, first 3 minutes. I got absolutely burned during the Wizards game. The Bucks didn't do anything in the first 3 minutes. That makes it difficult. But I still love playing Prize Picks. It's still fun to track and spice up the sports that we watch. And I mean, what's more fun than turning your hot takes into cold hard cash? Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code Eurostep and get $50 when you play $5, whether you win or lose. That is code Eurostep on the Prize Picks app today. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Okay, this is probably what people really tuned in for. The 4 teams: New York, Minnesota, Golden State, Miami. I ranked them most, or least to most, having the juice to do this in terms of their current assets. Do you want to go through them in that order?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that in that order. I'm assuming we'll go bottom up.
Bottom first, yeah.
And so number 4, I'm going to assume is New York.
It is New York. So they just...
And with each of these teams also, we're going to go through and say whether it makes sense for this team, or from the Bucks perspective, to trade with this team now or trade with this team in the offseason.
So this one is offseason, just because they actually have some sort of pick capital. You could look at this if you're not paying close enough attention and go, oh, they have the Wizards' first-round pick this year. They have a great pick. It's top 8 protected. The Wizards are, second worst? Maybe higher now. The Bucks ruining it, but almost no shot that pick conveys. It turns into a second-round pick. All the Knicks can send are second-round picks. Obviously, they have players. Towns would be probably the salary block, and then they could throw in McHale in a couple days and or OG. I assume they would never do both. Just because, what's your team then if you sent both? You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus that's just a lot of money. You would need to get...
like Kuzma, Portis, third teams, whatever, but it's a ton of money. So one of Bridges or Anunoby. I would guess they'd rather do Bridges, but he probably has less value. Towns, second-round picks. And then it was pointed out to me, I've been overlooking Deuce McBride. I do like Deuce McBride. He's not changing my mind on a Giannis package, but that's a nice thing to include as well.
Is he better than Rollins? I don't think so.
Maybe. I do like him. I think he's probably not as good on defense. I like Deuce. I think he is a guy, ironically, who could be like a mini Brunson, where he actually gets to have a real role somewhere. And you're like, wow, he's actually really good. Because he doesn't get to do as much right now.
2 years older than Rollins.
Yeah, 25 is not that old. Rollins is very young.
Thank you. I needed
that. Yeah, you're welcome.
Even though I'm older than that.
Yeah, well, poor you. It's just not good. It's not a good enough package, right? And I think the one coat people have said is they'll send Towns to Milwaukee and OG Anunoby to Portland, and Portland will send the Bucks their picks back. I think we covered this week on the pod. It's not that simple to get your picks back from Portland. But even if it was, so you're basically telling me OG Anunoby is worth the same as Giannis? Because Towns is worth almost nothing to me.
Yeah.
So why would I not just trade with Portland?
Exactly.
Another team has all the stuff we want. Here, go to the Knicks. You could. He wants to be a Knicks so bad. I don't know that he does. I think they're on his list. I don't think
he hasn't demanded a trade. He
has not demanded a trade, and I don't think he's doing the thing where it's I need to go to one of these 2 teams. I'll spoil it. He's there's rumors that I'd like to go play with Ant in Minnesota. If you're open to going to Minnesota, you're pretty open-minded on where you can be traded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Giannis, classic. I love the big market guy.
I know. Well, this New York thing was so weird for so many reasons. But just to say, I don't think it's going to be I need to go to one of this team specifically. If it was, maybe the Knicks. But as is, I just don't think they have the juice here.
Correct. if I think the only way that this happens, and it's a very unlikely scenario, is if Giannis goes to the Bucks front office and says, "Please trade me to the New York Knicks," and then he sends out a league-wide message saying, "I will not sign an extension with any team other than the New York Knicks. This is where I want to go." I just don't think that's ever going to happen.
I sure hope not. That would be the one thing, and we'll do a whole emotional legacy pod following when, if it ever happens. I think that's like the one thing that would truly like sour me to any extent on Giannis. Because that is that's a horrible way to leave a franchise that both sides have given so much to each other, and that is like setting up the Bucks as poorly as possible to rebound from.
Which is why, in like even in such a negative scenario that we're outlining, I still don't even think that's a possibility.
That would be the only one. And like they somehow maybe Deuce goes to another team who gives up a first. Like they cobble together Towns and a couple firsts. It's like, ugh, that's bad. That one is probably bad enough. And in the summer, maybe it makes more sense as whatever. But right now, it's like, I'll take my chances. Maybe he leaves. Like, I'm not, you could sign there in a year and a half.
You don't make the trade.
Yeah, you could sign there in a year and a half. That's where I'm at.
I think we can safely cross out that Giannis will
be a Knick in the next week.
In the next week.
I
think we can safely cross that one.
I would be stunned.
Mikhail looked good in the last game. I said Mikhail looked good in the last game. He was like, please don't trade me.
He had this weird thing where he's like, I need to take more accountability. Like I was playing like unengaged. I'm like, what? It's like an odd thing to say in the middle of the season.
I mean, like good props to you.
Yeah, good for him.
But also like,
how many mil a year are you making with this extension? Like, can you bring the accountability 25 for all 82 of the games? He does play them all. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, that's true. Who's number 4?
3.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So Knicks last. I had the Wolves 3. I think at first I ruled them out entirely. I will give them a slight window. I think they have to make some magic happen. So I guess where do you fall on this? Would you rather have Jaden McDaniels as the centerpiece or this Portland idea again? I don't know why it's always Portland. It could be Charlotte. Like another team who's like, well, we're not going to.
It's Portland for Drew. That's why.
Well, or the picks.
Yeah.
The Bucks picks too. But like whatever team. Jaden McDaniels goes somewhere and you get, I don't know, let's say 2, 3, maybe 3 firsts, maybe 2 firsts and some seconds. Or you just get Jaden McDaniels. I do like their young players a little bit more. Johan Berenjay, I think, is going to be a very good defensive center. I actually just read they're thinking about starting him, which I don't think that's realistic. That's also the kind of thing, thing you put out if you want to trade him for Giannis.
I was like, that sounds like a 1 week out from the trade deadline.
Yeah. They have Rudy Gobert as well. If you're into Rudy Gobert, obviously the Bucks still have Miles Turner here. Maybe he goes in a different trade. Whatever I'm kind of putting aside everyone on the current roster for the most part with this. Like this transaction is way more important than like Berenjay's fit with Miles Turner. Just to make that clear. But I like Berenjay, the rookie. Dillingham has not been good, but I don't know if he's really had a chance. I would take him as a flyer. Shannon clearly has potential.
Yeah, Terrence Shannon, obviously a little older, but
so three young guys, rookie scale guys. One of them I really like. 2 of them I'm like, yeah, sure, let's see. Like we need to build out our team, and either McDaniels or the stuff for McDaniels, and then like Randall or he goes somewhere else. Naz Reid or he goes somewhere else. Maybe Conley. So it's very veteran heavy. But I don't know. What do you think about? Let's say it's the McDaniels one. I think that's the Bucks are so bereft at the wing. McDaniels, Berenjay, Dillingham, Shannon. We're sending a bunch of our old minimums out or whatever. Who cares? And then like I don't know. I guess Randall goes somewhere or Reed, and you get like 2 firsts. Still feels light.
It still feels light, man. It still feels light. That feels like a KCP Desmond Bane trade.
What if you flip it? You get Randall and somebody, I don't think this is really realistic in this landscape, but like Charlotte, for whatever reason, is like, we want to do the Bane trade with Jaden McDaniels. And they have 10 tradable firsts. And you get like 4 or 5 firsts plus Randall and the young guys. I still think it's light, but it's like, that to me is probably acceptable range.
I don't think so. I don't think it's acceptable.
One of their picks is like top 2 Mavs protected next year. Like if we're talking about some good picks. I think it's unrealistic that this comes together. That to me is like, okay, I get 3 prospects who are of varying quality, but I think legitimate prospects. I think that's a fair.
None of them are a cornerstone.
No.
And that's what, like, I guess we forgot to mention some of the reporting has been.
Oh yeah,
the Bucks are obviously asking
they want
for
everything.
They want everything. Yeah,
as they should. They should.
That I could report that. Hey, the Bucks want good things for Giannis and don't want bad things. Hey, credit me on that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like I'm kind of on the Minnesota offer because I don't see a cornerstone there. I don't see how you build your franchise.
It's like they're cornerstone adjacent pieces.
Yeah, they're good players you would want when you already have a guy.
Yeah.
Which is also why I'm kind of like you don't get a chance for a guy.
I mean,
I think the picks. I don't know if those picks give you a chance at a guy.
But you never know where a guy comes from.
That's true, but it's like more likely than not.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, where Giannis was drafted, where Jokic was drafted. I mean, someone like Brunson, who was like an underutilized backup and then had the role and flourish. I'm not saying any of these guys are going to be that, but I don't think. I mean, I'd love to get a Men Thompson. It sounds like they're not bidding. Like, I'd love to have a player like that. I am open to that guy could come from a weird, unexpected pathway. And I do just want swings.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I get that. But I'm saying if you're the Bucks, you want the more likely outcome. It's more likely a guy comes from better picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I get it.
They could get a guy with that package. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely within the realm of possibility. I'm saying there's more avenues where it's more likely.
I too am not just solely like I need to see like the guy coming back, but also I just want a more complete team as well. I mean, some teams don't have a guy and they can still have some success. Like, obviously that's not the ideal. You'd rather have the guy.
I'm not really worried about team building right now.
I am because like the picks are going out, so I don't want to just be hapless.
Yeah, I get. I'm saying like in that moment of the trade.
No, I know.
Make a Giannis trade. I'm not worried about like the Bucks don't really have any wings, so we like Jaden McDaniels would be nice. Like I don't care. You reassess and you retool everything later. Like all of your vets are gone. Like if you're trading Giannis, you're going into a full scale rebuild.
But it's not.
You have to. I know you have to field together a good team. I recognize that. But I'm saying is you have no attachment to do anything. You can go and you can do whatever Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis trade you want, maybe even a Turner trade, and build a team out from there because you're starting over.
Yeah, no,
you can still make a
agree
good
with
team,
you to a point.
But I'm not worried about like filling holes on a current roster.
No, I'm not worried about that either. It's really hard to find wing players. It's not that I'm like I need Jaden McDaniels for February, March, April ball in 2026. It's like, okay, the Bucks have been looking for one of these guys worse than this or older than this or whatever for 5 years and have found none. Like,
okay, fair enough.
I would like to have one locked in, and right now they have 0 locked in. That I just want to clarify my point because I don't want anyone because you're right. Like to think like, okay, what's the roster look like? I don't care what the roster looks like down the stretch at all.
Yeah, you're prioritizing the wing as a position overall, not in the context of this current roster.
No. And even like on that note, it's good to think about this stuff in a big picture. Rollins is probably the only player I'm indexing at all for future fit. And even so, I don't think it matters because I think he could play at the 1 or 2 next to a lot of different types of players. So like if the best player they could get is a guard, I'm like, great, I'll play him next to Rollins. Like I like Turner. I'd like to have him going forward. I think that's fine. If the best player they could get is a center, goodbye, Miles Turner. Just so you know, I'm on the same wavelength. But also, like, can we have a wing player once? Can we have one wing player post Chris Middleton injury? Please? We haven't. Yeah. I would like one.
I understand that. I would probably say it's Rollins number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
In pen. And then I would say Miles Turner in pencil.
Yeah. Probably Green after him. But, like, Green, honestly, like, useful, probably less valuable on a team without Giannis because it's not like we need the spacing so bad for like the way they're going to build an offense is just going to be totally different. But also more useful on a team with a good coach who's going to get him a lot of looks because he's a weapon without Giannis too. But he's he's not a nice player, but I'm not.
Yeah, green 3 in lighter pencil.
Yeah, and then everyone after that's just like whatever.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, Bogley up Markovic 4. A couple people keep asking me for a Bogley up Markovic update. We're a little busy on the pod right now, I would say, but we will have time. I don't know what we're going to be talking about in March.
We couldn't even emergency pod the day of.
Yeah,
we have jobs.
No, and I just mean with Bucks
You're
topics too. Yeah, that is a true statement.
Like with this, as much as I want to admit, this is like this is not our day job.
No. But we will have time for topics on the show. I think in March we will get back. I promise we will talk about Bogley up more. Because what else are we going to talk about? But right now we're a little busy. We're a little busy.
Give us a break.
Yeah. So that's Minnesota. So do you don't think it's possible he goes like reasonable that he goes there before that?
I don't think Giannis is going to be a Minnesota Timberwolf in the next one.
I mean, Tim Connolly is aggressive. We've seen it before. He'd have to get so much value out of like every corner of that roster besides Ant. Do they want to offer Ant? I'll talk about that. I mean, that opens the door. I don't think that's the goal for them.
Yeah, that definitely opens the door.
It's suddenly a lot more possible. Yeah. I mean, hey, he's got a Bones Highland obsession. If you want to maximize Bones Highland, Ant out, Giannis in, Bones is the guard. Let's go, baby.
Number 2, did you have as Miami?
I had Golden State.
Golden State. Okay,
I had Golden State. Okay. So, as you mentioned, the Bucks are looking for prospects and picks. And the first 2 teams, I mean, the Knicks have actually neither. We didn't talk, like, they're young. I mentioned Deuce. Like, Tyler Kolek Deuce is not really a prospect anymore, to your point. Tyler Kolek is their best prospect.
No.
He's, like, absolute best case, TJ McConnell. Like, that's, am I shorting him? Is that a lazy comparison? Like,
I don't think so.
A bench guard, like that's the best case. And they don't trust him to do that right now. So nothing. Timberwolves, some prospects, we're like, yeah, okay, like interesting. Warriors, not really the prospects. Like
no.
Kuminga,
this is more the picks capital.
I will say Kuminga's probably, I think I'm underrating him because they've tried and failed to get rid of him for a full calendar year now. And that is a huge ick. He's like a pro. He's 23? Like he's put up some numbers. He's had some big playoff games. Like it's not nothing, but it's, I don't know. I don't rate him much higher than anyone on the Wolves you'd be getting. Pods, I don't think is actually. They talk about Pods. They talk about Pods like he's not just like spicy or Kolek. I mean, he's better, but I'm not that interested. But they have 4
Milwaukee
firsts.
guys being just TJ McConnell.
I know. We have a type. We'll talk about another Milwaukee guy too. They have 4 firsts, and I saw some confusion. Their 2030 pick, technically, it's protected. So the Wolves get it if it's 21 through 30. The Warriors could trade 1 through 20 to the Bucks. So you get all the upside of that pick and 3 other unprotected picks. They can't do the full 3 swaps because the Bucks don't have enough picks. It'd be like 1 swap. So Jimmy Butler, who's a huge negative now with the injury, I'm guessing would be the salary. I'm sure they'd give you Kuminga. They'd probably want to keep Moody. I don't know if I have a strong feeling. I do want a wing player, so maybe I'm like, that's too bad. So Kuminga, Moody, maybe Pods, Jimmy Butler, 4 firsts, and a swap. No second-round picks. Not a huge consideration. No. I will say we didn't detail it. The Knicks and Wolves have some second-round picks they could send. The Warriors and Heat have none.
Mm-hmm. You'd want at least like if they have
one, yeah. The Bucks also have none. It's nice to have some more currency. It's nice, just like we said, swings. Let me take some swings.
Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not wowed.
No.
I'm not wowed. The entire thing comes from the pick capital in this deal.
It's being overrated in the media right now like crazy because everyone just wants Giannis and Steph on the same team.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. That'd be fun. That'd be great.
It would be. Is this the most fun one? Like immediate and long-term future? Not in the same conference.
Ooh.
Gets to pair with Steph immediately.
What do you mean by fun by long-term future? Because there's multiple ways you could interpret that.
Well, you think he'd come back?
Maybe not come back. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like long-term future in the sense that Steph's 37 and you own Warriors picks out.
I'm not that excited because then they have Giannis now and he'll extend there and like someone will
Bucks
go play with him.
Now and they suck.
Yeah, because they just spent, I guess the Warriors would spend all their stuff too.
Exactly. They'd be in the same scenario.
But the Bucks play in Milwaukee and the Warriors play in San Francisco.
Cool.
I mean, I think that's been
The Warriors sucked for decades in San Francisco or in Oakland.
But then I mean, things are different.
Sorry, that was not meant as a shot at Oakland.
No. But I just think things are different for that franchise now.
Yeah, I get like they print money, but they still I don't know. Like, what are you gonna do? This is the same problem the Warriors have had for years trying to build around Steph Curry. They keep signing older guys and they still can't do anything with it.
I just
they're starting Al Horford.
I know. Well, they wouldn't be anymore.
I think you still would. Why wouldn't you? Starting Giannis at the 5?
Or post.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I think it'd be fun to watch Giannis and Steph play together for a couple of years, is what I meant. Like, none of these other teams I'm not having as much fun.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm saying from a Bucks perspective.
Yeah.
Then you're saying, okay, this team's this is the most likely to fizzle out fast.
That's fair. I mean, you do have Giannis now, but Giannis
what you're getting is pick capital.
Yeah.
You want that team to fizzle fast.
Yeah. And two, like, with Giannis' own injury, and they're not great in the standings at the moment, I don't think. Like, this isn't a huge consideration, but even their 26 first is going to be, like, decent. It's not, like, 30. It's not great, but something.
Yeah, it's a loaded draft.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of like, it's an appealing offer for Milwaukee if you're betting on the Warriors to fail.
Yeah. Oh, fresh as we're recording, not the deal. Per Bleacher Report, our friends there, Dubs pushing for Giannis trade. Warriors ready to give a whole lot to pair Curry with Greek Freak, per NBC Sports.
Of course they are. Sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, some teams are not saying that, but
yeah, I think this team, I think the Warriors, and I think Windy and Bontemps have said this.
It's the 17th pick right now, just because I wanted to look that up. So actually, very good. It's just outside the lottery.
Yeah. I think if there was a team that Giannis is going to be on in the next week that's not Milwaukee, it's Golden State.
I think it's one of the next two.
I think that's fair. What do you think about betting on the Warriors to fail?
Like I said, I don't love it, but I guess it is like, you don't want to besmirch him because they might trade him or whatever. I mean, Giannis with the injuries and the calf in particular, it is worrisome. And I mean, we're talking about the 4 are 26, 28. So what is Giannis right now? 31?
Mm-hmm.
So the second of 4 is when he's 33. The third is when he's 35. And they have no picks to add players. You're getting all their young players. Everyone else on the team is decrepit. Not the worst idea. I don't think it's a slam dunk.
It's a worse situation. It's not. It's a risk, obviously, because you're not getting that prospect that you want in the deal. Like, sure, Kuminga, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're not getting like a blue chip prospect. You're not even getting like good young players. You're just getting Kuminga, and that's it.
And I'm taking Moody. I'll probably take Pods too.
Yeah, not Butler. It can't be Butler, right?
For the money?
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Yeah, you have to take the Butler contract. So yeah, I'm getting everything from them. If it's the Warriors, like, that's a huge minus asset. He's not going to play it all this year. Like, maybe they're like, oh, you could flip him next year. Like, hopefully he gets healthy for that.
37-year-old Jimmy Butler, or 38 when he comes back.
I mean, yeah, I'm guessing a flip at this point is like give him away, frankly.
Yeah, it's like maybe you get a second. Maybe you don't have to pay to dump him.
I guess the other bonus here is if you took all of those guys, that's a ton of salary. So you're probably getting off contracts.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, the money attached is almost exactly Moody, Kuminga, and Butler for Giannis, Kuzma, and Portis.
Sure. But like all I'm saying is if for this offer, you're betting on the picks.
Yeah, you are betting on the
picks. Is
that
a safe 100%. Bet?
I mean,
it's not a safe bet. Not it's never going to be a safe bet.
And the only safe bet is if you're getting a cornerstone prospect, which right now is not really on the market that we know about.
But of these 4 teams, and we'll get to Miami in a second, the best bet on picks is the Warriors.
On picks, yes.
Yeah. So it's up to whether it's the gambler. Is that the gambler's successor? No, the gambler was John Hammond.
Yeah.
So the gambler's successor, John 2.
Yeah.
He lost the H.
You don't need an H to spell gambler.
That's true. It's wise words.
Otherwise,
Do you think this offer is better in the offseason?
No, I think it's probably the same. I mean, Jimmy's expiring now, I guess, but it's pretty much the same. And then Kuminga's expiring too. Right now it's a team option, so you get some flexibility there.
Yeah, but I'm assuming if you from an optics perspective, you'd want to keep Kuminga.
Probably, but it doesn't. You're not in a better spot. I think their offer is the one where this is probably as good as it's going to get. My one question with them that I think is worth thinking about is it better, like, if the Kings still are, like, all hot for Kuminga, could you get, like, Keon Ellis and a pick or two from them? Kings picks, love to take that bet.
Oh, that'd be great.
Probably just one. Awesome. I don't think you're getting more than one first, but, like, no. Even one. Like, can we sprinkle in?
See what they say. They're not like the most competently run franchise.
And can you mix up the years? Because right now you don't have anything in 27. Can you get the Sacramento's pick in 27 for sending Kuminga there and take Monk back or whatever, send him somewhere else, who cares? Like, that, to me, okay, now we're talking 5 firsts, 1 from the Kings. No Kuminga, but I don't know. Maybe a first plus, something else, Keon Ellis, whatever. Is that more or less intriguing to you?
I think that's a little more intriguing because then you balance it out a bit.
Yeah, you want to diversify your pick bets if you can.
Yeah, you want to diversify just your return in general. You'd want some young players who are better and some pick capital.
Yeah. Keon Ellis Rollins backcourt would be a lot of fun, by the way. Yeah. Just havoc.
Scoring might be an issue sometimes.
Yeah, we'll see. You need to grab DeRozan too. Who cares?
Why not? Assemble the Unk squad. Let's do it. That's Bucks in 2027 is basically 2014-15 Bucks again.
Yeah. Unless they really nail this.
Who's the new Jared Bayless? Who's the new Jared Dudley?
Well, we have a lot of player options, so it might be Gary Harris. It even kind of rhymes. Harris, Bayless? Not really. Yeah. Taurean Prince will be Dudley.
I like that.
He's looming. I do too. I like having Taurean Prince around.
Yeah.
All right, so number 4. I think Warriors maybe could do it straight up, and I think a third team they probably get in that range. But it's still not the knockout offer, but it's like, okay, we could rebuild the team, and it wouldn't necessarily take forever. One other concept with them I want to mention, I think this is probably not as interesting with them because you want to bet against them long term. But let's say even like that 28 first. OKC has 3 firsts in this draft, 3 firsts in the next draft. They can't roster them all. I'm a little interested in the idea of like, do we turn the 28 Warriors first, maybe even with a protection, into like 2 worse firsts sooner? Because again, we can't just suck for 3 years and get 3 top picks, right? Like, we don't control our draft. The Portland thing is messy. We still wouldn't even if we got him back. Washington's involved now. Like, can we get some more young guys to try and like rebuild this thing a little faster? We don't need to necessarily wait at that option for each offer, but that is something that interests me as well, just as a general concept. Because they can't roster 6 guys in the next 2 years on rookie scale deals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can just try and get some more, not to use a Brewers term, bites at the apple.
Bite the apple, baby.
You gotta see what you can do.
You do. All right, second to last one, because we have a new one we could talk about. The Miami Heat, the last firmly rumored ones. So the Heat offer. Probably Tyler Hero is the salary block. I think you could do it another way if you really didn't want him. I would take him. I mean, he's not like my main value for this, but was literally an all-star last year. I mean, I think would pair well with Rollins. If
you want to be good, you want like a good player. He's still young. Like, it's not ideal.
They clearly have offensive issues. Young, but he's 26, I think, right now. Yeah. And I think there's this thought that his contract is bloated. It's like low 30s per year, which is kind of nothing now. It's fine. I wouldn't give him a big extension, but it's fine as is. Hero, their prospects, I personally like. I think people are kind of split on this. I'm still big on Ware. I know there's like motor issues or whatever. I mean, whatever. I mean, nobody's perfect. Like, there's not a LeBron coming in every year. I think the talent is very clear, and he's in a bad fit spot next to Bam. Jaquez has had a resurgent year. He's got another year left. I know he was pretty bad last year. Again, a real wing player, something that excites me. Kasparis Yakachonis.
Real is
real enough.
Real enough.
He's not like a 3-and-D expert, but he's like a real wing-sized player who defends wings and can score and do some stuff. Yakachonis is a big point guard who they've been changing their offense from the no pick and rolls thing, but like a pick and roll point guard, again, a player that I think they could use. So those three, but their picks are all tied up because of that stupid Rozier trade. So they could only trade 30 and 32 unless, and it sounds like they're maneuvering to open up so they could get a 27 pick or get their pick back, or even just remove the protections on their pick and then throw in like 4 picks and everything I just said.
Or you wait until the offseason.
Well, it still isn't fully open because that's a 27 protected pick.
But then you can trade whatever guy you draft this year.
Right, you get your rookie this year. And they're right next to the Warriors. I think right now they're like 16th pick or 18th, one or the other.
So that would be an additional prospect for the Bucks.
Yes. But if they get their pick back, then they could trade you that pick now. 26,
True,
28,
like,
30, 32.
Yeah, absolutely they could. I just don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible. I don't think it's possible within the next week.
They're aggressive.
Which at that point, it's not possible then.
Yeah. I think they're very aggressive. I think they're really going to try and make this work, is my sense on this. I think, again, I don't think they could do it straight up. They're probably farther than Golden State if you just look straight up, just because of the picks. But, like, could they send something, maybe Wiggins or maybe like Jaquez, you don't get him, something, Fontecchio, maybe, I don't know. Like Greece.
You get Wiggins and flip him?
Or, yeah, just part of the deal. I mean, I've seen a lot of, like, Wiggins goes to the Lakers, Rui goes somewhere, you get a Lakers first, like, stuff like that to differentiate your firsts. If they could find a way to get it to be 5 firsts, Ware, Kasparis, and hopefully one more prospect, I think they're in the Golden State realm, if not better.
Yeah.
Because I like Ware more than any of the guys you get from the Warriors.
I think so. I think so too. I'm always going to be wary of Heat prospects.
Yeah. Well, they don't seem to like him, so maybe it'll be the opposite. The guys they love go elsewhere and stink. Maybe we need to pick the guys that they don't get along with.
Yeah, but it's like the Heat don't love him. It's like,
yeah,
it's like they can love anyone.
That's fair.
That's why I'm always a little wary about Miami.
Wary. Nice.
There you go. Plus, it's not like I have the best track record with prospects, and I loved Ware.
Yeah, I loved him too, though. I think a lot of people loved Ware. I mean, what was not to, outside of like the mental stuff, which people just say they're not sure about. I don't know how focused or whatever you want to use. We'll see.
Here's my thing with Miami. I think if you're Giannis, there's less of an opportunity to win.
This year, probably, yeah.
Like, it's what? Now we're Norm Powell, Giannis, and Bam?
Mitchell, Powell, either Fontecchio or like Larson, who I think they really like, Giannis, Bam. But
that team good?
I think you can pen in Middleton there in March.
Is that team good?
It's better than they are now, probably, just because of Giannis. I think defensively they'd be a monster.
Yeah. Oh, they'd be incredible, and obviously they'd be better with Giannis. Like,
I think they are probably the one. Sorry to cut you off. Least of this is about this year for them than the others we talked about.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like for them, I think it's more like we want to have Giannis and Bam. Maybe we don't make the run this year, but now we're Miami. Like we have whatever. I mean, they're still not going to have really any cap room, I wouldn't think, but maybe. I mean, actually, they might. I mean, Powell's expiring. Wiggins would be gone. Hero would be gone. Giannis would still be there, but Rozier is expiring.
And then who do you sign?
Someone for like a big exception. I don't know who. I haven't looked that far. But, I don't know. They try to figure something out, I'm sure.
Yeah. Plus, I think Spo would get a lot out of the group.
Yeah.
I just think the offense would be a big
struggle. Oh, they have Jovic. They have Jovic, too. It's just like a wing guy to come off the bench. He hasn't been great lately, but...
Didn't they signed him to an extension?
Yeah, he's poison-pilled, which is part of the reason I don't throw him into the trade.
No.
But also he's not been good, so it looks like a bad extension. So yeah, he's probably there.
It's like 16 mil. It's fine.
Yeah. So
But
their
still
team
not
would be
great.
Yeah, Mitchell. I mean, maybe another player comes back to them too if it's like one of these big three teams, like
Chris
Rui.
Paul.
Sure, Rui. Like drop Rui in there too. That's decent.
Yeah. I still don't know where your offense is.
Actually, Rui on that team would be pretty, because he's really shot the ball well.
Yeah,
the offense comes from Giannis.
Yeah, I recognize that. I recognize that.
Yeah.
But the Bucks are struggling on offense, and they have some of the best spacing that they've had, theoretically.
Yeah, but in this modern game with like rebounding and everything, like Bam and Giannis could probably try and do a Houston thing, right?
I don't.
Just dominate the boards on both ends. Defend really hard. Finally force turnovers on a Giannis team, which the Bucks never really been able to do.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, does it matter?
I think it does if you're honest.
I think he'd be happy to go there.
Yeah, sure. You just might not win.
Maybe.
Here's the question with this team though. Obviously, with the pick in play, the pick protections, the Terry Rozier thing.
Yeah.
Is it? And let's assume that they don't get any protections cleared up in the next 6 days. Let's assume that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just for the purposes of this exercise. You can get a better offer in the offseason if you're the Bucks.
Yeah, unless they figure out some dynamite like Wiggins 3-way thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I think so. I'm not 100% sure on this. I think if they just acquired somebody else's unprotected 2027 first, they could then trade 26, 28, 30, 32.
Yeah, it's like the rule is you have to have a pick. You don't have to have your pick, but you have to have a pick.
So again, like, do you call Oklahoma City and say, like, all right, what's your least favorite 27 first? I mean, that's a bad example because they don't want anyone. Charlotte, they have a couple. You know, like, maybe you just do that and then they trade you for Miami first. I think it's better than Golden State, but you're still not wowed.
I'm still not wowed because I still think you're not. I don't think let's get through the rest of the offers and then we can talk about this quickly. But I still think it would be worthwhile for the Bucks for the Heat offer to still wait until the offseason because you wouldn't lose any value by waiting until the offseason.
No, I think if it gets done, it probably gets done in the next 6 days though. For the very simple reasoning that like players like this just don't come on the market. And I just think between one of these 4 teams getting really creative and desperate, I mean, like really aggressive, and leveraging everything they can to put the right offer in front of the Bucks, or another team jumping in who just cleaner has a way to add stuff, like I just would be pretty surprised if the Bucks are genuinely like open to a trade if it's the right trade for them. However you want to define that. If that part is genuine, I just think someone will get it done. It's Giannis. I mean, when can you ever trade for a player? When was the last time a player like this?
No, I mean, absolutely. I agree with you from that perspective. Absolutely. All I'm saying is if you're the Bucks, those offers are going to be there in the offseason.
I mean, maybe.
I think because you're still trading Giannis.
Yeah.
I don't think those, like, even if, let's say it comes to the offseason and it becomes a full-scale bidding war, there's still going to be a team that is desperate. Like, all of those factors are still going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the extension thing, like, does Giannis start to get upset? Like, how bad does he want to get moved? That stuff we haven't really covered, like, TBD on that.
Which we did a little, but I guess maybe we aren't aligned on this. I haven't asked you straight up. I don't think it's going to get ugly. No,
I don't think it'll get ugly. But I think there's a courteous way for Giannis to be like, if you're getting a real offer, it's somewhere I want to go. Like, can we just get this done so my money doesn't get messed up? And the Bucks could say no, and that's within their right. But
yeah, and then Giannis is going to do what Giannis does, and he's going to be committed to the Bucks as long as he's on the roster.
Can you shut him down this year? Because there is one scenario where the offers are not there if he comes back aggressively from a calf injury. in the summer. And I don't want to talk about it necessarily. I think people can connect the dots. But we've seen him strain the calf 3 times this season. Twice. Once last season. If you don't trade him, you better be very careful. And it behooves them to anyway. But better be very careful with him down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Because that's your nightmare scenario.
And absolutely. And if you're Giannis and his rogue agent as well.
Yep. Which the rogue agent, big week for the rogue agent.
It's in your best interest to shut Giannis down.
We're not going to talk about the agent stuff because it doesn't sound realistic enough to me.
No.
And I think the deadline's been missed, whatever. It doesn't matter.
No.
So one more team.
Yes.
I think just today. Did you see this earlier than today?
No, I didn't.
The New York Post had a report that the Nets are seriously considering jumping in for Giannis. So this one I think is interesting because on its face you'd say
Nets have always lurked.
They've been rumored before, and we've seen this franchise with this somehow the same general manager. This is not a franchise that wants to eat the vegetables, so to speak. Like the Hawks, we got the report. We want to develop. We want to be like OKC. First off, good luck. Second off, great. It's a good idea, I guess. The Nets have no, we don't. We want to trade for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving or sign them or whatever. We want to trade for James Harden when we already have both of them. We want stars. This is New York, baby. We're trying to be the new Knicks. And they've been linked to Giannis before for partially that reason. And obviously, Giannis said, I want to go play in New York for the Knicks. But there's appeal to New York City as a businessman and everything else that Giannis is, the companies and the media stuff, all of it.
Foundation stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And the Nets, the problem is they're bad. They're worse than the Bucks this year.
Mm-hmm. So
even a more extreme of the Heat scenario where it's okay, you're not going to win a title this year. And maybe Giannis is I kind of figured, I'm not healthy. I don't know. In his head, he probably thinks he could. But obviously, it's not a great year for him individually either with this injury going on. Is there a case you could make that the Nets can turn this around faster than the Bucks if they get Giannis?
I mean, the thing with the Nets is they have 10 tradable firsts.
They have 10 tradable firsts. I think, I did the math, 17 tradable seconds?
It's awesome. A lot of them came from the Bucks.
Yeah, they did. But they have
4 of them.
Way more draft capital than anybody else we've talked about. And their firsts are good too. They're mostly not Nets first. The ones that are far away. 17 seconds, most of them from other teams. Here are the firsts.
I mean, this year's first is very valuable.
Very valuable. So here are the picks.
So if you trade 26, I think if you are the Bucks and you're okay, let's engage in this, 26 first has to be there.
Of course.
Absolutely.
You get 2 top 10 firsts almost always in that scenario. Because again, Giannis is hopefully not, not hopefully, but I don't think healthy, not playing. I'd be a little peeved if he did the Willy Wonka thing and gets traded and plays a week later or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. But if he's not playing for several weeks, they're not going to be able to pull themselves out of where they're at. Even if he played right now, it'd be difficult. They're really bad in record. So they're first this year, which is a top pick. The Knicks,
we talked about how the Bucks aren't going to be able to catch them in the standings in the tanks.
Yeah, exactly. The Knicks first in 27. Probably not great, but a pick. Sixers top 8 protected in 28. Again, whatever. The Nets first in 2028. The Knicks in 2029, which is starting to get more interesting with their lack of firsts and the age of that team. Nets in 30. Knicks in 31. Nets 31 swap. Nets in 32. And Nuggets in 32. Probably post Jokic. So you just get a lot of different
there's some fun seconds in there too, like a Golden State second in 29.
Really good seconds from all over the place.
Memphis in 29 second, it's pretty juicy.
And they do have Michael Porter Jr. I want your thought on this. I actually think the most logical trade for everyone involved is he does not come to Milwaukee.
Interesting.
Because if you're the Nets, obviously you have to build it still. You're not going to compete this year, as we mentioned. But I want the 2 big guys who really complement each other. And if I'm the Bucks,
So you want Claxton and Sharp?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. But for the money, yeah, I want Claxton. And that's a problem with, Turner. We can figure out everything else. But I think that makes more sense for everyone. And then if you're the Bucks, you get the maximum. I want 10 firsts in 10 seconds or 15 seconds or something. Crazy. Yeah. Maybe you don't get all 10. But I want close to that.
But then how do you build a team?
2 top 10 picks this year and just a bunch of picks going forward. You just draft them.
If you're Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, well that's why you probably don't get all of them, right? Like they probably hold on to some. They can keep Knicks 27, maybe one more. I don't know which one. Maybe the Sixers top 8 protected. That one's not super appealing to me, especially because that's just by default
I'd want
upside.
Knicks 27 because I'd want a first.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise, you don't have one there. Maybe this is the 3 team with OKC. Maybe they divest in OKC. They get a couple. The Bucks and or Nets get a couple lower value picks. OKC gets a swing or 2 more somehow.
Yeah.
But let's say 8 firsts, 15 seconds, Claxton, Mann for salary, and then like Igor Gemin, Nolan Traore, Drake Powell. So 3 current rookies. You have 2 top 10 picks in the next draft. You have 8 future firsts and all those seconds. Definitely the best offer we've talked about so far.
Oh, it's the best offer by far.
Not even the best. This is legitimately like on par with what OKC could do, except of course OKC has like J-Dub, who is immensely more valuable than any one thing we've talked about here.
Absolutely. I think it's far and away the best offer. I just don't know how they would. I just like.
Well, so you have MPJ and Giannis, which is your 3-4, which is
Giannis goes to a worse situation.
Well, it's a worse team. The question is it a worse situation? They have a better coach. They're in New York. They'd still have some stuff going forward. But I agree. Like the question here is, does Giannis really want this? I don't know.
I don't think so. I almost feel like these Nets reports are like, hey, we're interested. It's like, is Giannis interested? Don't worry, we're interested.
I mean, they might have cap space next year. Still.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're getting rid of the long-term money to make it work.
I mean, yeah, you're bringing in Giannis, but you're losing Mann and Claxton, who are both under contract, and some of these rookies, like, I think they could probably sign a pretty... I don't know. Again, I'll have to look at the free agents, but like, can you sign a significant free agent, trade for one more guy, and then it's like Giannis, insert point guard here, Giannis, MPJ, Zaire Williams, Day'Ron Sharpe. I mean, I guess we didn't include Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is there to do some. Danny Wolf is still there. Tyrese Martin, Jalen Wilson, some of these guys. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking at the free agent list for next year is not great.
Harden?
This what?
Harden?
But it's like, I guess.
It's like the homecoming. Yeah, Porzingis I think is like a non-factor.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Kuminga, if the team declines the option. Like Levine, who's opting into his player option.
Yeah, 100%. New report from the Ringer, so whatever. Lakers, a team to keep an eye on. Yeah, okay.
Sure, of course.
Actually.
Luka?
Reeves.
No.
Reeves is a better asset than any player we've talked about so far.
I think so. But they just don't have
averaging 30. They have 2 firsts, I think.
Yeah, but you need more than
so. Yeah, you get in that same spot where it's like, can you? And I don't think the rest of their roster is tough. Like I don't think they have any stuff that they could flip into like 2 more firsts. I'd be surprised.
Yeah. So now that we've really gone through all these offers, do you think he gets traded at the deadline?
I still kind of do.
I don't. I really don't. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
I know we don't have much time, but I'll tell you why. If you're the Bucks, you don't want to do this. Obviously, you don't want to trade.
Did you say LeBron before?
No, I said Luka.
No. For the free agents.
Yeah, I didn't actually, but he would be.
LeBron, Giannis, MPJ, like
43-year-old LeBron.
It's still LeBron.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. I just saw that. I was like, whoa, that's a big one. Big market. Anyway,
he's going to the Cavs. Come on.
I don't think he is.
I think he would.
He's going to take Vet Min to be the 4th option on the Cavs.
Yeah. Go maybe win another title.
I don't know.
Whatever. I don't think, if you're the Bucks, you do not want to trade Giannis. Even if you're fielding offers or whatever, you don't want to do it. Obviously, you don't want to trade Giannis. I don't know how else to say that. When we go through all of these offers and we talk about whether it's going to be better now or in the offseason. There is no offer on the table right now that is realistically and likely, obviously there's scenarios, but I'm turning in general likelihood that are going to get worse in the offseason. Some cases, they're going to get better. They're not really going to get worse. What you do have, if you're the Bucks, is you still have Giannis on your team. You have the potential to have that really good pick, which you might not have to trade, because even in the offseason, you'll have 2 firsts and a swap to trade. You'll have salary to trade. You can still make your move, and you still will have a chance to convince Giannis, which you can't do right now. You can't do that if you're the Bucks. You can't make that pitch now. What you can do is you can make that pitch in the offseason.
Yeah.
And so the leverage from Giannis is the extension, like we talked about up top and have been talking about. That leverage is the same now as it will be in the offseason. And in fact, it's worse for Giannis to leave if it goes until the offseason, which makes that Bucks position even better. All I'm saying is the reason that I don't think Giannis is going to get traded is because I think the Bucks believe that they will have one more shot to try and convince Giannis. And if you trade him, you get rid of that shot.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is dumb. Maybe it's just like all the reports like sinking in on me. Do you know what I mean? Like the weight of it all. It just feels like it's close. And again, I agree with you that like you can't just say like, okay, we'll take 4 Warriors picks in Kuminga. Like you're set up to fail. Like you can't just like be a prisoner of the moment when you're doing something like trading Giannis. I just kind of feel like something's going to emerge that the offer makes enough sense. And sure, they could wait till the offseason. I mean, you could say that about a lot of trades, I think, but deals still get done mid-season. Maybe not this big, but that is a fair point. So I don't know. I still lean that it does just because I just feel like when there's smoke, there's fire. I guess that's why I think so. It just feels like there's been so much. And you could say, I know there's people out there listening like, it's just ESPN. There are other sources saying this. I do think this stuff is real, not necessarily it's getting traded tomorrow, but like this stuff doesn't just happen because ESPN says it a bunch. Like there's real stuff going on here. But I think you make a compelling case. And I'm not like for sure that it happens before the deadline. I think there's a real chance though.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. The when there's smoke, there's fire thing. It makes sense, right? It's weird. That's all we've heard this entire season.
Yeah.
You at some point you reach a breaking point. I don't know if the Bucks themselves are at that breaking point. I hope they're not. And I want to be clear. Like I might just be coping right now. I might just be all up on copium when I'm presenting that.
I might be reverse coping. Reverse jinx coping. I would rather have him too. We haven't said this, I think, directly. I would still rather have him if you can.
I'd rather have him. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just like you were saying, you're out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
This is the most important decision in franchise history.
Yeah.
Like the Kareem thing, obviously that's going to be one that's brought up. That was a straight up trade demand.
Yep.
That was a straight up, I need to get out of here. There was a lot of conflating factors that add as well, which are not present as,
should read Building the Milwaukee Bucks by Jordan Tresky, which you can find at the Milwaukee Public Library. I saw he posted it. That's sick.
You can.
So go read Jordan's book.
Yeah, absolutely. It's different than that.
Yeah.
It really is different than that. Like that one is a straight like, okay, this breakup is going to happen and it needs to happen right now.
Yeah.
Where there's like, I still feel like there's a small part, and I don't even know if this is just a feeling. This is just knowing Giannis. I mean, obviously not personally, but like knowing of Giannis for more than a
tried to go to the bathroom when he was in there and gave him directions at Marquette.
Listen, him pretty well. I didn't know he was in there.
Whatever you say. We'll never know for sure.
I had to pee.
Just like the extension stuff. We'll never know for sure. There's no way to tell.
I got turned away by security.
That's so funny.
I was like, what is happening right now?
That was great. That was so good. I
just have to pee.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Yeah, but like, there's a small part of me that thinks there's a part of me that thinks there's a small part of Giannis that just wants to give the Bucks a chance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he still is because he hasn't, to your point, done the real, and maybe it's just semantics, but he hasn't officially done it. He hasn't, fully killed. I think Windhorst at ESPN described it as like the Bucks are, Giannis is in the building of watching a team getting blown out, and they're down 20 in the fourth quarter, and he's like heading for the exit, but he's still in the building. So like that, the analogy means it's a weird one.
I didn't realize that was an analogy. I thought that was just every Bucks game.
That also is true. But the analogy is, yeah, it's too apt. Like he's on the way out, but not out. Like it still could be preserved and kept in the right circumstance. I don't know if I would trade this 26 first to do it.
I mean, I guess it depends on where it is for me.
I suppose.
If it's second, if it's like top 3, top 5, I probably don't trade it.
Even 7, like. It's just you don't get a lot of these shots. Like I don't know where else you're gonna add. I mean, whatever you're trading for it, I guess.
Yeah. So that's like, and even you don't necessarily even have to trade this pick to make.
Well, that's the big question.
To make a splash, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if that's what the market dictates, and every team
I think Giannis would prefer it if you did.
To make like 2 big moves.
Yeah, or one really big one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who could be out there.
But again, that's a conversation that can only happen in the offseason.
Yeah.
That's a conversation that cannot happen if he's traded before the deadline.
If Brooklyn calls you and says 10 first, 15 seconds.
No. Because, again, they can offer that in the offseason.
I mean, if they win the lottery, they probably aren't. That's the one. Anyone with a current lottery pick, that price goes up if the pick is locked in.
Yeah.
That's
maybe you don't get 10 first. Maybe you get that and like 2 or 3 others. Maybe.
Yeah. Or it might just be off the table. I mean.
It might be off. Again, like that's a risk.
Same thing for the Hawks, by the way.
That's a risk I think the Bucks have to take. I think the Bucks have to take that risk because otherwise you're giving up. And I don't think they want to give up.
I think they're at least open to it if they're this far.
They're open to giving up, I will say.
They're clearly open to it.
They're clearly open to giving up. Again, this might just all be cope.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're going to right now.
Do you think they could really...
The MO of this front office is just...
I don't know if this front office has an MO anymore. Remember
true.
when this was the high character front office?
Oh, yeah.
The last player rumor we got besides Giannis out was Miles Bridges in again.
Yeah.
Still trying to make that happen.
The Bucks buying at the deadline, we didn't even make.
Well, it sounds like it's really slowed down. Yeah.
Because it's like that's the dumbest possible thing.
Well, that is like the most extreme version of your point of this whole deal of like you should wait till the offseason. There's literally no reason to buy on a player at the deadline. Maybe like Ja, if you're just like, he's so cheap, like there's no reason he's this cheap, like let's just get him in the building. That's the only scenario, but someone like Bridges or Grant, like no, it's a waste of time and resources more importantly.
Absolutely it is. So that's why I'm just thinking the MO of this front office has been, in regards to Giannis,
yeah.
punt it down the road. Keep punting.
Yeah.
Keep punting it down the road. We're going to keep punting as long as we can. And this is their last punt.
Yeah.
That's why they keep punting. They're the opposite of Dan Campbell. They're always going to punt.
Yeah.
This is their last opportunity to punt. I don't know.
They go deep 3 times in a row, and then they punt.
I don't exactly. I don't see why they would stray from that now.
If they just feel like, I think this is possible. It's like, yeah, maybe he's right. Like it just ran its course. Like we don't have enough. Which is, I mean, they went all in for almost a full decade. Like it happens. I don't think there's any, shame in that. They obviously blew the last half of it, to be clear. I'm not writing it off. I mean, I think
they blew the front of it too. They had like 3 years.
Yeah. Well, the front of it, he wasn't that good. I'm talking about like, starting around Bud time is really when things got real. They nailed it. Blew it. Like if they had Keyshawn George and AJ Mitchell, it's probably none of this is happening.
Yeah. And maybe if you start that Bud era earlier, you could.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if that would matter now. If the end was still the same, that's what's prescient now.
Exactly.
So yeah, to your point, like maybe you can turn it around. Maybe there's still time. You'll have these assets, everything else. But I don't know.
My thought is, if you've given up, why give like let's say you have given up.
Yeah.
I don't see the material benefit of giving up in the next week. Give up in the offseason.
I think it's more about, I mean, you say the deal will always be better. Like who knows what could happen with the individual team. Like maybe there's, you could always say a deal could be better. Like
or maybe not better. It might not get worse.
Like what if Houston decides to jump in? Because without Adams, suddenly we're like, yeah, we just can't win this year now. We're without too many guys. Amen Thompson, Adams, DFS, all their picks. What if they then go on a run and like they win the finals if you don't do the trade somehow, which I don't think would be likely. Or like a million other things change for them. Like there is value is value.
What if Houston realizes like, hey, we're not going to do it this year. Why trade for Giannis right now?
Yeah, maybe that happens.
Just do it in the offseason.
I'm just saying like the offers don't necessarily always get better.
No, they're not always going to get better.
I think in the aggregate probably, but I think that you could also just reach a point where like they're as good as they get.
Yeah, and like let's say like maybe they don't get better. Maybe they stay stagnant. I think, or maybe let's say they even get a little worse. I think that risk of it getting worse, that material value of it getting worse, is worth the chance to try and fix things.
I think that's fair. I guess it just depends. Like, I don't know how this stuff actually works. Like,
yeah, we don't know all of this is based on what we're here. There could be Giannis and the Bucks front office could be at each other's throats right now. We don't. They had
a nice. He dapped up John Horst, which in our Discord we had Team Delusion, which are the people who not refuse to believe, but like just think Giannis isn't going anywhere. And they're like, big win for Team Delusion. And I was like, or is Giannis in a good mood because they're taking offers? Giannis is like, you're doing it right, Johnny boy.
Yeah. And it's like, we don't know what's going on inside that.
Well, I think even more than that, like, we don't know, like, is it really feasible that they would, like, do a mock offseason and present it to Giannis without actually making the deals? Like, will they have a real window to win him over? If not now, maybe. But it's kind of, I mean, that's, or do you have to actually make the moves to prove it? And then you're like, okay, now we're without more future assets and he's still, like, that's the worst case. That's the Blazers Jeremy Grant situation, which we have seen teams try before. That's what you don't want to do.
That is worst case.
You don't have to do that if you don't trade him now, but that is you do get to that spot where you end up like, okay, goodbye, whoever the player is that you could have picked. Here's Levine is too depressing. Here's Lauri Markkanen, really good player. We gave up our first, 2 future firsts in a swap, and then Giannis goes, Rollin's still a little too young. I'd like to go. And then it's like, what are we going to do with Lauri Markkanen now? Like, that's not the worst spot, but that's the real downside, I think, of like this offseason. You don't have to do it, of course, but that's the risk, I guess.
There is precedent for like, doing these planned off seasons. Just ask the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Like there is precedent. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, but you're right. That also
it's gone the other way too. Yeah,
exactly.
Lower stakes. The Heat drafting Shabazz Napier and then LeBron leaves. The funniest one of all time because he just tweeted about him.
That's the best. that's the best one.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Wait, did you see Dalton Connect requested a trade? I think of Thon.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's so
funny. Yeah, it's like, hey guys, I actually requested a trade. Does anyone care? No.
Yeah.
Dalton, no one cares.
That's not been our holdup in trading you, Dalton.
We've been trying.
Big L for me. I thought he was going to be like a useful bench player offensively. Maybe he will be somewhere else, but he's not been there.
No. So all of this to say, I still think I think Giannis at least finishes out the season. I don't think he plays again this season. He still might have played his last game as a Milwaukee Buck.
Yeah,
that is absolutely a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't mean I don't think he's going to remain a Buck till at least the summer. I think we're going to get to the summer.
So fresh report, not that serious. Per ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst, the expectation for many people is the talks will drag out until at least Thursday. The key point is at least because the report also cited 3 different people who said they think it will go into the offseason so they can get better offers. An Eastern Conference scout said, I'm not sure why it wouldn't make sense to wait because you can see the lottery. Yeah.
It's me. I'm Eastern Conference.
You're Eastern Conference scouts.
That's actually very validating.
Yeah, you nailed it. The Nets could pursue a trade even though they want to remain committed to their rebuild. This is from a Bleacher Report article on a bunch of this stuff from Adam Wells. How could you do both?
I don't know.
We're rebuilding fast. The Knicks offer, by the way, is still their 26th pick, which won't be good, and then a 33 first. Like that's still not any good.
Still not great.
I don't think the Knicks are in play anyway.
I don't think so either. So you think he's going to be traded?
I think like coin flip.
Coin flip? I think that's fair.
I think as the current market, probably not. Like I don't think Miami is getting it done with Ware and 2 firsts. Like I just don't think you're the Bucks. You can ever do that. But I think something like emerges. Either a crazy 3-4 team deal where like some team is like, we're sending everything on our roster except our best player to reform it and get Giannis and send a bunch of stuff. Or like some random team, LaMelo Ball, 10 firsts, just emerges in and makes an offer. That you're like, whoa, okay, that's different.
That'd be a really funny outcome.
That'd be hilarious. Let's get Khan back.
Yeah, that team would suck.
They're 11th right now. They're kind of surging.
Yeah, but if you're getting Khan in the deal, I don't think it's going to be.
I mean, Brandon Miller, LaMelo, and I mean, I guess you'd probably get one of LaMelo or Khan. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe the Hornets just like, you know what?
But then we're the Hornets.
We're the Hornets. We would like Giannis, actually. That's why I think it's like some team out there is going to be like, wait a minute, we're overthinking. This is Giannis. The Hornets have never had a Giannis.
One team we didn't talk about is like, what if OKC just does it?
Just lost 3 out of 4. J-Dub's like in this weird like injury thing. I think he's out again with a hammy, but like his wrist has been acting up. Like, well, if we're gonna throw some wild cards, I mean, this player apparently is not now going to return this season. I mean, if you're the Celtics, are you not guaranteed to go to the final if you trade Jason Tatum for Giannis Antetokounmpo this year?
I'd have to take a long, hard look.
And if you're the Bucks, like, okay, it's obviously not good to trade for a player with a torn Achilles, but he's so young. Like he looked good in workouts this year. Like I think he'll be back to some version of that next year under contract. Like 26 years old.
There's your wing.
That to me is like I think Boston says no first. But man, how do you not have a meeting of like, all right, we're now going into the playoffs with Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and everything else we have? Like, oh my gosh.
Picks do they have?
Not many. I don't think they're throwing in many picks. I don't think they're I mean, you get Jason Tatum.
They could trade 26.
Are you talking about to the Bucks 20? Or to further reform?
No, to the Bucks.
I mean, I think 1 pick at most. I mean, it's Jason Tatum. This is a different caliber of player we're talking about.
Off a torn Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be fine.
I mean, I hope so. Like, just in general, even if he's not traded. But like,
I think he will.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's where you can try to. We're overthinking this.
Yeah. Something like that, though. That's the one I'm like, imagine if both teams hit that button.
That'd be crazy. I don't think that would happen, but that would be crazy. I think you would take that type of deal for it. I think that is the only one that would happen now, where it's like it makes sense to do it now. That's the one where it's like it makes less sense to do it in the offseason.
Well, that's to your point too about the West teams. Like I think, and like for Houston, why do it now? Because like we have Kevin Durant. Like we're only going to get so many playoff runs with Kevin Durant. OKC, like they don't have the same age thing, but like our team does get more expensive in a year. And like why not win a title? Like a lot of the teams we're talking about, because the why not now? They might, but a lot of the teams we're talking about now, it's like, and Minnesota kind of is in this too, of like, oh, we probably can't win this year still, but maybe we go on a run. Versus if it's like Houston, OKC, or Boston, they're like, oh no, we could just win the title. Like that's huge. Minnesota, hugely valuable. No one talks about, and I get why no one does, because they don't have any shooting. I think I brought this up before, but like Duran, Asar Thompson, 4 firsts.
I was literally about to say the Pistons.
It's in division. Like, I feel like that just doesn't happen, but
I also feel like it wouldn't matter that much.
Dude, Cade and Giannis would be pretty freaking sick. But Giannis doesn't like to screen and roll. That's
the division doesn't matter.
And it's not really. I mean, is Duran a blue chip? He's probably better than most of the guys we said. I don't have him super far ahead of Ware, just because players like that.
He's not a guy. He's a guy you want with a guy.
Yeah, he doesn't anchor a franchise. I don't think he ever would. What do you think about offseason Paolo? I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't really want Paolo. They have no picks. I don't care about Paolo. Maybe Franz.
No. They sent him all for Desmond Bain.
Yeah. So I don't really like the Orlando stuff. He's good. Who else is a contender? I mean, the Spurs. The Spurs. They could hit the button, I think.
Spurs could. I think the reporting has been that they're not going to.
And I think they're the one that I believe the most. Them and OKC.
Mm.
It's very Spurs to be like, yeah, we actually are just going to keep all our prospects and just beat the Tim Duncan Spurs again. I'm like, yeah, you probably will. Good for you.
That's like, yeah, you've done it before.
Yeah.
Good. I gotta believe you.
We see the vision. Okay, credible for you to say it. The Bucks tried to be the Spurs too. It's pretty hard, but you guys seem good at it. Who else is good? The Knicks. They just don't have the stuff. The Raptors. I think they're just short.
Apparently they don't want to include Quickly or Ingram or Barnes. Sorry, not Quickly.
I don't know. Is that really a roadblock? I mean, I didn't think you'd get Barnes, which I know Bucks fans might be like, that's crazy. Like, I get it. He's your guy right now. He's developing fast.
They have all their own picks.
So you get 4 firsts. The problem is if you don't include either, then I think you have to do Pirtle to make the money work. Or maybe, I guess RJ and Quickly probably gets you there.
It's like, are you winning a title this year?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm getting Murray Boyles too, so I get like a promising top 10 rookie, 2 decent players. Quickly's contract's not very good, but whatever. 4 firsts, Murray Boyles, and I'll like give me Jacoby Walter too. Like, okay, it's another guy.
What's your team?
Yeah, not good. You're just the Raptors, which they're good. But,
and you have Giannis.
Oh, their team. I thought you meant the Bucks team.
No, the Raptors.
Oh, yeah. So you're kind of just like, we have Barnes, Ingram, Giannis, and we'll figure the rest out. Which, all right, pretty good starting point.
I mean, that's good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and Pirtle, I guess. I don't want to take Pirtle. I'm making them keep Pirtle. The Cavs, it's just too tough with the second apron. I've seen a 4-team proposal where they send out a bunch of salary, and obviously the Bucks get Mobley. I don't know. Does that move you that much? Mobley?
Not really.
Yeah, it's I guess, but I'm not excited about it. I'd rather have him than Paolo, but I would rather have. You'd rather have Paolo? I'm kind of out.
I'm kind of out on Paolo, but I
Zoomer, Rudy Gay.
Yeah.
Did we do the same argument already? I feel like we did.
We might have.
We don't have to do it again.
Okay, because I talked about Rudy Gay being incredible.
Yeah.
You're still undervaluing Rudy Gay, man. Rudy Gay was a bucket.
I didn't say Rudy Gay sucked, but would you trade Giannis for Rudy Gay?
No, I would.
I think I effectively reframed the conversation.
Okay, yeah.
But even if Paolo's Carmelo, like, do you want to? I guess prime Carmelo's awesome. You can't do much better than that. Let me take that back. And the Sixers said they won't trade VJ, which I get.
Or Maxey.
I get. Yeah.
So it's like, then you got Maxey. Yeah. So it's like, what? It would be a Paul George trade? Like,
yeah, you can't do it. They don't have picks. Even if they did, like, you need a guy. VJ, Paul George, and whatever picks they have, I'm like, all right, VJ looks like Dwayne Wade. Okay, that's interesting. And then they have Maxey, Giannis, and Embiid, which is like, okay, that's interesting too. But I get it if they won't do that. Nuggets don't have anything. Wolves we talked about. Lakers, Reeves, and 2 picks, like almost, but yeah.
No, it's not enough.
Suns don't have anything. Warriors we talked about. Blazers.
But like, why?
Play with Drew again.
You're not winning anything.
They're in the play-in right now.
I guess. I mean, that's better than the Bucks.
You have like Drew. I don't know what you get in that. I mean, your picks, quote unquote. They have good picks, like.
But again, they're not your picks. To your point,
right? I like Shaden Sharp. I think he's really coming on, so I kind of need him.
Yeah, but he's poison pilled.
Yeah, and I think they'd be like, well, we need Shaden Sharp, and it'd be like, well, then you don't get Giannis. Like Shaden Sharp, Clingan, and a bunch of picks is like better than a lot of the stuff we've talked about.
Yeah.
Objectively. But it is weird. I don't think it's likely.
I don't think, no. That kind of doesn't make sense. You say so you can play
if he's
Drew,
just like, I really miss Drew and Dame, which he clearly does. He does talk all the time about hating young guards. He'd be like, I'll go there if you get rid of all your young guards. Shaden goes and Scoot goes, and we can talk about it. I miss my
best guards I played with.
I miss my geriatric team. Can we get Brook Lopez out here? I don't care if he can't move. I hate these young guys. Their music sucks. Giannis is just a boomer.
He might just be.
Yeah, this is just a boomer. He doesn't pay for Spotify Premium. He doesn't want to learn any new lingo or teach these guys. He's like, no. You got to know how to play with me. Giannis, I want to learn. You just got to know. Yeah. Can you just be Drew Holiday?
Drew Holiday's like, yeah, I can.
I can, yeah. 50 of the games, I got you.
Yeah.
They'd be a league pass team next year. Dame, Drew, Giannis. Like, yeah, I'd watch it. Time to time. Not every night.
No, it's the West Coast.
Oh, you have Avdia too. Okay. Actually, pretty intriguing team.
That team's going to set the record for most free throws taken in a game.
It is. They'll win a lot of games doing that. Dame, Drew, Avdia, Giannis, and any center is kind of like, all right, I see it. I totally forgot Avdia.
No.
Are they on the list? They might be on the list.
So. I don't think so. That would be probably the funniest possible outcome.
Hilarious. After all these years and all these trade talks, and the Blazers have Dame and Giannis and Drew.
After the Blazers traded Dame to the Bucks.
And they traded Drew. So they traded away their two guards. They got them back, and then they get Giannis. That would be so funny. Tiago Splitter just suddenly has a super team. The same year their coach got indicted.
Suddenly became important at my job.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh, man. I think
that's pretty much the whole league. I don't think there's anybody else. I'm not going to talk about the Jazz. Like, that's like the whole league that could get involved. So this was pretty encompassing.
Yeah. There's less than a week until the trade deadline.
It's Thursday. It's always what, 2 Central?
2 or something like that.
Yeah. Thursday afternoon. So, we'll pod. We'll have our Monday show. Obviously, if anything actually happens, you'll hear from us. But otherwise,
Michael Porter Jr. was just ruled out.
Giannis going to the Nets.
Oh, this is personal reasons.
Convenient. Personal reason is he's packing his bags.
You think he packs his own bags?
He's got to have someone do it right. You don't want the podcasting gear to get damaged.
Michael Porter Jr. is so obsessed with doing things the right way.
You don't want to get your podcast gear damaged. You know this.
That's true.
Let the help grab your Blue Yeti. Imagine Michael Porter Jr. podcasting into a Blue Yeti.
He's got a snowball.
Yeah, he gets a snowball, the Yeti snowball, which I had one of those somewhere. I wanted to put it on the wall like a trophy. I think it's at my dad's house. I gotta get that. I'm gonna frame it.
That's an iconic microphone.
Yeah, it got a lot of things popping.
Oh, man. So trade deadline. I guess it feels weird if the Bucks played on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it Monday. We'll see if it leads off the show or if it gets erased like this Wizards game. But yeah, Bucks at Celtics Sunday afternoon.
It is actually the debut of the Pioneers game, the first ever Pioneers game for the NBA, which is actually really cool. It's a shame the Bucks that suck have to play in it. But it's
luckily, Miles Turner is a decent graphic stand-in, but the graphics, I think they envisioned Giannis on the graphics when they drew this one up. So they got
Milwaukee, Boston, full of iconic NBA characters who have really pushed this game forward, and the players and the rights of the players and all of that. So that is a really, really, really cool concept, and I'm glad they're doing it. Just sucks that the Bucks are going to get steamrolled.
I will say, when they're on Prime or Peacock, even when they're bad, I enjoy it. It's not bad. ESPN when they're bad, or TNT that was brutal.
Yeah, it was good because this was a Prime game for the Wizards game.
Well, it was John Wall Day. It was very smart how they did it. Yeah, and John Wall was just on the broadcast.
It was awesome. He did his little halftime celebration, but he's still just on the podcast. Or the podcast. Yeah, on the broadcast.
We're pretty much blending the lines. Like, it's getting there.
But it was cool because I was like, oh, I'm just going to watch this game and all they're going to talk about is Giannis.
Yeah.
And like,
nope.
They didn't mention it once.
No.
Or maybe they mentioned it like once, but no, they were actually talking about the game and how the Bucks need to try to figure out how they play without Giannis. And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, really good stuff. Del Curry, which I was kind of like, I'm just going to ask Del, like, hey, does your son want to play with Giannis? Or they didn't really do it, though.
No. It was great basketball.
Yeah.
Talk.
Not talk. Yeah, not that. Only when Pete was out there.
Basketball was kind of bad.
Only when Pete was out there.
Oh, man. Yeah, but the Bucks play Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll pod probably Monday morning or maybe after we'll see what happens. But we'll have one by Monday morning. And who knows what else?
Who knows? We'll keep you updated, though. I don't think anything's going to happen. But something could.
Either way, let's block our calendars for Thursday afternoon because I think there'll be some sort of a trade they do, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I also don't think we didn't talk. Yeah, we didn't talk about this up top, but I think it was the funniest possible thing. That Sean's tweet was just so funny. Yeah. When he's like, "No, Giannis is not requested a trade." Didn't say that.
Ready for a change of scenery.
Sure, maybe he just wants to go on vacation, which
we're all fine with. We've said it. Go to Greece.
Giannis. Have fun.
Go ahead. It's cold. We get it.
Enjoy life, man.
I don't think he was at the Wizards game because he was in Milwaukee for the Fagan. Which, like, why have it when they're on the road? But whatever.
I don't know.
Doc would have taken it over with networking otherwise.
Yeah, that's true. What was I about to say? Yeah, and also part of that is like by the February 5th trade deadline or in the offseason.
Yeah,
it's like. Even in his own reporting, he's like, it might not happen now.
Sometime over like a 6-month timetable, this could occur.
Yeah. Just hilarious.
It is genuinely
And again, we're not like saying no, they're just saying BS or anything like that. Obviously, we know that there is something to that. But it's said in the funniest possible way.
I know. I saw someone posted like, Woj would have just shocked us with the trade. Like, we've lost so much. And I was like, I think Woj probably would have milked that the Bucks are taking calls, but probably not as dramatically as Shams did.
No, he would have said call. He would have included that tidbit in like a story or something. He wouldn't make that the story.
Yeah.
Unless like his bosses were like, you need to make this the story.
He's like grinding out a pod now, by the way.
Yeah, well, still being the GM of the
St. Bonnie's. Yeah,
and he's in Jordan commercials with Luka.
I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's like in Luka's signature shoe commercial.
Why?
Because it's like the concept is Luka is sending like apology notes to people, or not apology notes. Like I don't know what they are. He's sending cards to people. He's sending one to a ref who's like, "Sorry, I'm being so mean."
Yeah,
or something like that. It's like one of them is to Woj, who's like, "Whatever you're doing now, I hope you're happy." Like,
that's nice.
And then there's just Woj.
Just Woj.
On that note,
yeah,
we'll say thank you for listening to this episode of the Gyro Step here on Blue Wire and GSPN, our third week.
We might stay busy. We'll see.
We'll see. I hope not.
Well, I mean, the Gary Trent Jr. salary dump trade. I mean, a lot of things could happen.
That's true.
How funny would that be if just like deadline day, everyone's fired up. You see from Shams, Milwaukee Bucks trade, and it's like Gary Trent Jr. for Ochai Agbaji in a second round pick. I'd be like, yeah,
let's go.
Catch us going crazy whenever they do anything around that. They probably won't. Somehow Horst will give up something to like get rid of Sims.
And give Sims another player option on top. Or give the returning
so
player
crazy.
Another player option.
Yeah, immediate. Extend with just a player option.
No, you said that we don't know what the front office MO is. That's it.
It's player option.
Yeah, that's the MO. It's punting things down the road and player options.
They like hire a new guy, like, to whatever, do the cap. He's like, okay, what's your philosophy here? Player options.
Has to be.
There's value, just player options.
Did you mean team option?
Player options.
What's a team option?
you watch I Think You Should Leave?
Yeah.
The sketch where he's like, what's your job? Tables. What's your front office approach? Player options. Can you explain that? No.
Oh, we do have fun here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Make sure you're subscribed. It's going to be a busy time for the Bucks.
Yep.
Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening or watching this podcast, your podcast platform of choice, or on YouTube. 5-star rating and review, comment, like, pod random. We'll talk to you next time.